Howdy friendos, my name is Stuart, and welcome to another Hazbin lore video. Today we're going to be covering everyone's favorite downbeat spamming, turf war fighting, spunky powerhouse, Cherri Bomb. As always with these videos, nothing should be taken as absolute canon until it's been put into animation. And since Hazbin Hotel is an independently produced animation series, things are definitely going to change quite often. Even vivziepop herself is known to be rather finicky and will often change her mind when presenting information. Vivian has on more than one occasion given inconsistent information even during her live streams and Q&As. Now this doesn't reduce the quality of her final products or even herself as a content creator, but it does go to show that information, no matter how well researched, can be inaccurate given the creative process. In fact, if we take a look at this character's history, her original concept was much different than what it currently is in the show. Cherri Bomb was actually conceptualized during vivziepop's Zoofobia webcomic during the Angel vs. Demon story arc. Originally, Cherri Bomb's true name was once Isabel, and she was meant to be an angelic character and was the daughter of Angel Dust. At the moment, all we have to go on is some concept art that was shared through various social media sources, but as you can see, Cherri's white suit aesthetic doesn't quite fit the hot pink rebel punk that we see now. In this video, we will go over Cherri Bomb's fictional life and afterlife, including some speculation and theories, Cherri's role in Hazbin Hotel, her relationships, her D&D alignment, as a contractual obligation of course, and a few fun facts. However, before we get into our backstory, if you guys could go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, it would go a long way in helping this channel grow. Collectively speaking, all of my Hazbin and Helluvaboss videos are approaching over 2 million views, and we currently have less than 50,000 subs. If you guys subscribe while watching this video, it will let me know through my analytics that you guys want more. So just go ahead and click that subscribe button, and if I see a lot of subscriptions, I'll make a Serpentious video for next time. Not much is actually known about Cherri Bomb's life, either before or after she was condemned to hell. Currently, there are only 2 canonical appearances of Cherri Bomb, her appearance in the pilot, and of course her role in the Attic music video. We can piece together other information that can infer parts of her life through various interviews and supplemental material, but whenever we mention those, I'll be sure to give a disclaimer or at least share my source. What we currently know is that Cherri Bomb was a young Australian girl who died in her early 20s around 1980s. We know these dates from very early interviews because vivziepop wanted to make sure that each character was from a different decade and era. However, the decision to make her Australian was almost literally decided on a whim during the Australian Wildlife Relief stream.
I was gonna say, because I've been working on the characters behind the scenes for a bit, I actually kind of midway, it was too late to do it for the pilot because we'd already been animating to the voice recordings, and that was the one thing I was we can't change. We cannot change any of the recordings and the performances that I'm listening to. I just, for some reason, I went down the rabbit hole of listening to Australian folk music, and I was you know what, I like this. And I can't even recall it as well, but I liked it. So people recommend me good Australian folk music because I like it. But anyway, I don't know. I liked that decision. I was you know what? I think she's going to be Australian. And she has a character that's part of her storyline who already was Australian. So I was oh, it's a fucking no-brainer that they probably should both be Australian.
Growing up in the 70s and 80s influenced Cherri's personality and aesthetic, causing her to adopt a punk rock look and a massive distrust of authority. Cherri's voice actor, Crystal Laporte? Did I say that right?
Close enough.
Cherri's voice actor, Crystal Laporte, herself even stated that she would compare Cherri to the song Na 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 by My Chemical Romance. And unfortunately, that is all of the canon information that we have been given by the staff and the creators of Hazbin Hotel, but there are some other things that we can infer from various details. We can presume that Cherri died by a wound in the eye. These X marks that you see on various characters like Alistair, Vaggie, or Angel Dust are in fact the kill zones that ended their life on Earth. Most characters' powers and abilities also stem from their obsessions and abilities while they were alive. Since Cherri Bomb's main powers are the ability to conjure bombs and other explosives at will, we can infer that Cherri was likely a terrorist of some kind while alive. My theory is that she was either killed by her own bombs or the bombs of another individual, who we will discuss later in the video. All we know is that her actions have condemned her to hell and she is continuing her activities here. While in Hell, Cherri has made a name for herself, controlling a small territory of land in Pentagram City. At the beginning of the pilot, she is seen attacking Sir Pentious' airship and commanding him to leave her turf. At no point is she seen attempting to aggressively expand into other places, despite being one of the more powerful demons we've seen so far. Cherri Bomb, despite being a sinner, possesses superhuman agility, athleticism, and strength, but as mentioned earlier, her seemingly deadliest power is her ability to conjure bombs, explosives, and other weapons that involve explosive yields, like the RPG that she had in the pilot. While these aren't reality warping abilities like Alistair, this still makes Cherri a wildly destructive character when she's pushed to action. At the moment, we don't really know Cherri's true role in the Hazbin Hotel series, but considering her close relationship with Angel Dust and her conceptual past, it is likely that Cherri will likely play a supporting role to Angel's arc and possibly one of Charlie's as well, if we see her as a means of oppression to Angel. As we mentioned earlier, not much is actually known about Cherri Bomb, except that she is a spunky, punky gal with an explosive personality. However, like I mentioned in the previous videos, there are supplemental material that exists that gives us further insight into her relationships and goals. In my Angel Dust Theory video, I mentioned that the Vivzieverse characters all have Instagram accounts and will frequently post artwork and photos of their fictional time in Hell. The artists and creators behind the channel treat these Instagram accounts as content creators. Recently, all of the accounts have been taken down, and despite saying I disliked Instagram on principle, it is sad to see these accounts go. Fortunately, my friend and current editor of this video, Radio Hazbin, has backed up and archived almost every Instagram photo and interaction between the characters, and there's a lot that we can learn about Cherri from these posts. While the Cherri Bomb account was active, there wasn't a ton of new information that was presented other than some cute artwork. Cherri didn't seem particularly interested in sharing information about her personal life. However, where Cherri was particularly active was on other characters' posts. Obviously, since Angel Dust and Cherri are best friends in this universe, it is expected that she would respond to Angel, but interestingly, she also seemed to have had a positive relationship with Husk, which is funny because it's implied in several points that Angel has a crush on Husk, or they might even be dating. Cherri has an antagonistic relationship with Sir Pentious and Valentino, which is to be expected since she directly fought the steampunk snake, and Valentino is currently causing Angel Dust suffering. But the most fascinating interaction is between Cherri and Stolas of all characters. First of all, this is somewhat unusual since it is an interaction between a character from two different series, and while these characters do share a universe and cameos happen between them, it's actually fairly rare for the two series to have a direct interaction like this. And what's even more fascinating is how positive the relationship actually is. Cherri in multiple posts is seen being supportive and kind to Stolas, going as far as to call him Your Highness, which seems to support their relationship, which honestly throws a lot of my previous speculation into question. If Cherri is as anti-authoritarian as she seems, why is she being polite with a Goatian, someone who represents the blue blood elite of Hell's hierarchy? Also, I mentioned in my Helluvaboss success video that Stolas and Blitz's relationship is a toxic, one-sided, exploitative affair, and something that I doubt Cherri would support. So this is fascinating to look at in hindsight. However, unfortunately, there just isn't much we can look into anymore. As of the writing of this video, all of the Vivzieverse Instagram accounts have been deactivated or deleted. Cherri Bomb's account was actually censored and removed before all of this even, and fans speculated that this was because she was making terroristic threats. Y'all know I hate cancel culture and censorship of any kind, and seeing this taken down just irks me. Again, these posts should be taken with a grain of salt and should be seen as supplementary content and not as canon interactions. Finally, before we get into Cherri's alignment, let's discuss this character, the Cyclops that appears in the Addict music video that currently has no actual canon name. Most fans speculate a few things because of some lyrics in the music video, most specifically these lines here that you can see on screen, and Cherri's body language and the animation shorthand here also suggests that there's definitely comes from her past and has had a profound effect on her outlook. Originally, this character was simply known as the Demon Hunter, but I've been informed by our friend, Radio Hazbin, that their name might also be Izzy? Could you spell that on screen for them? Otherwise, almost no other information is known about them other than some old concept notes and artwork. They were also Australian, apparently, which is neat, but otherwise, I got nothing. Feel free to drop a comment below if you've heard anything, though. As mentioned in the earlier section, Cherri grew up in the 70s and 80s when the punk movement was in its full swing, and that gave her a massive chip on her shoulder against those she believes to be in authority. In the Attic music videos, she is seen causing destruction to various parts of Pentagram City, to almost exclusively areas of business that encourage sin. We also see that Cherri through the Attic music video and her various Instagram posts that she is a kind and caring friend to Angel Dust. However, that doesn't mean that Cherri is a good person, or even a decent person for that matter. The Addict music video is not only an amazing character opportunity for Angel Dust and describing their dependence on hard drugs, but we also learn that Cherri herself is an addict to danger, adrenaline, and destruction. In real life, there are people that exist that have similar fascinations. Pyromania is a phenomenon that exists in the real world, and the term adrenaline junkie is a fairly acceptable term for someone who likes to participate in extreme sports like skydiving or mountain climbing. Adrenaline is a naturally occurring chemical compound in the body that produces a high-light condition that can be just as addictive as alcohol, drugs, or anything of that nature. Cherri doesn't just like causing destruction, she loves it. And even if we go with the most generous interpretation of her behavior and assume she just doesn't target innocent people or simply goes after the corrupt and powerful, just unleashing her powers alone causes massive damage that not only affects just her and her enemies, but likely causes untold collateral damage. This also goes really, really well with the theme that these two characters share, and that is the theme of addiction, as the music video not so subtly points it out. While Angel's addictions are mostly self-destructive, Cherri's addiction represents a wide-reaching destructive tendency that the addiction can cause. I theorized earlier that Cherri likely killed herself with her own explosive, and it's likely that she was condemned to hell because that destructive habit of hers also probably destroyed the lives of those around her as well. So, I think for now, I'm going to go ahead and label Cherri Bomb as chaotic neutral, but I am looking forward to seeing where she goes in this series. For, artistic reasons, of course. I also may have a bit of a fascination with her. Anyway, we have Cherri Bomb body pillows on our website. Go buy them. Someone on Etsy has also commissioned us for, alternative Cherri Bomb pillows as well, and those are on our Etsy. And you can go look for those if you want. I mean, I can't link to them directly, but if you're a grown-up, you can go look for them in the description on our Etsy store. Otherwise, please subscribe if you want to see more of these Hazbin videos, and give a huge thank you to our guest editor, Radio Hazbin, by checking out her Cherri Bomb videos as well, and I'll see you next time.